gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of the Historica Gaming stream. Or the Historica YouTube channel, however you might be watching this. But today we have a pressing matter afoot. A stream of grand importance because a new phase of operations is about to begin against the Romans. Albeit, who knows what the conclusion of such a change will be. And I'll explain myself in just a brief moment. You see, we've been very successful against the Romans thus far. We've taken Latium. We've taken Magna Graecia. Things are looking fine and dandy. Even Sicily lies within our covetous grasps. Yet simultaneously, we don't really have a way to continue our war against Rome. Africa is safeguarded by a variety of naval units, and the island here, I mean, is guarded by both a fabulous navy and, well, two fabulous navies, never mind. So really there's no way for us to be able to attack these guys, particularly because the Getae have one of the worst naval rosters in the Videt Impera. I mean, they simply will not be able to compete against the vile Romans with their technological advantages. So I'm not even considering challenging them on the high seas. I think that that's just a stupid idea. But what I can do, and what I will do, is, well, actually, just a sec. Totally love the idea of getting myself another building here. I mean, Pannonia is like a very happy province, so let's just get ourselves another farm and create some more agricultural income there. But anyway, what I'm planning on doing here is moving my armies that are now in Sicily up north to Massilia, and we're going to go try to take on the Massilians here in Narbonne, and subsequently we can go into Hispania and take out the Romans here, who have basically replaced the Carthaginians as the main colonial power here. You can see the Romans have a variety of provinces. We also have our military ally here with the Lusitani, so I'm hoping we can maybe link up here and then press the Romans back. So that's really my plan. I'm planning a bit of a long con, and also Massilian lands are going to be able to perfectly link to my holdings here at Raieta et Noricum. So I'm just hoping that it all kind of matches up and we can get a ton of income fighting the Massilians. Of course, it's going to leave Sicily somewhat exposed. Like, we have this army here, but are we going to be able to withstand constant Roman assaults? Who knows? These armies are going to be capable enough to take on a probably battle-hardened Massilian army. Same thing. It's all questionable. But we got to try something. Now, I am holding Apollonia very temporarily. I am just going to let it rebel, and then after that, just make peace with the rebellious faction. Because it's just not worth it for me to hold it back. Meanwhile, we're also advancing on Teneus. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to take it from the Bosporan Kingdom, who is right now, I mean, they're amassing a grand army to try to take back their capital, which they lost quite recently. You know what, with the capital in my hands, I believe the Bosporan Kingdom are going to mount an assault presently, so thinking, why don't we just train some units and try to actually make this army stand tall in the face of adversity rather than just be some weak, decrepit thing. But we'll have to see, man. Like, the Romans, they are capable of doing a lot. Like, they can strike out in my holdings in Sicily. At any moment, I have one army that's going to have to basically hold down an entire island for myself. That army is not even full of troops right now. It's about like maybe 60 or 70% strength. So in general, we're kind of in a bit of a hiccup, a bit of a bad situation. And if I'm going to be entirely honest, I'm not all too happy with it. I'm not all too secure with it. I like secure positions where I don't feel like anything can go wrong. Yet, just overall, across the board,
my lord
so
would have
many
me propose a
weird
treaty
situations.
between
And
us.
you know what? Military alliance for me with the Massilians. With Massili. You know, we're Numidian, so it's not like we have a lot of cultural similarities, but at the end of the day, I was friendly with Carthage, which used to be their masters, and they hate the Romans just as much as me. So let's take a nice treaty with them. Tineus, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it next turn because the winter's about to hit, and Scythian winter is an animal, man. It's essentially the Russian or Ukrainian winter. I don't know where roughly Scythia is. It's somewhere between the border of those two modern countries, but...
You have recruited so many units, the treasury is buckling under the weight of their upkeep. Capturing new territory would spread the cost as well as putting your...
And we have not trained too many troops. We're actually fine right now, and...
Go!
Yeah, go ahead and just wipe these guys out real quickly. That should just allow me to recover more troops, at least I thought it would. Actually didn't. Too bad. Let's break this. Let's break this. Yeah, that's like way too much public order damage for it to be worth it. Same thing here. Boo. We can go ahead and just take it all out, man. Go ahead, just kind of do it. But you know what? It's fine. They were come. Let's destroy this building. We don't need it. We absolutely don't need it. You know what? I can get a lot of income by just destroying military recruitment buildings, because frankly, they're not going to help me anymore in some situations anyway.
Set up a watch. Thirsty for battle.
-1, +13, +6. At least public order is going up. See this? Like, this does -200 right here. This is -200. That's not good.
For the tribe.
And you know what? Let's just get rid of all the units I intend to...
Ready for battle.
I intend to lose here. All three of these guys. Goodbye. Meanwhile, can I get these Campanian cavalry? No, I can't. It's like a glitch, man. So we never had the 4-axe reforms. I can't get these guys, but the Getae don't even get the 4-axe reforms. So it's like, whatever. We can't really do it, but we were also fully reformed as the Getae, so I feel like we should have access. But, you know, facts don't care about your feelings, so goodbye, I guess. You know, facts don't care about your feelings, so really... I have no justification for my beliefs. Yeah, let's see. I do have a spy over here, so I don't know. Perhaps we'll uncover some looming threats. Reality is just as one army that decided to become a navy. And I don't know where the rest of them went, but seemingly disappeared, which is not good news for me either. But it is what it is.
I am told our treasuries lack a sum of gold. Perhaps you might feel the urge to remedy that lack.
You know, I actually don't mind that. We do have land near Sparta. Not exactly right at Sparta, but maybe they might become imperialists suddenly. Who knows? Who knows what lies in the Spartan imagination? What crazy ramblings based on past glories the Spartans might indulge in. So far so good. We haven't had any random things happen that just upset our...
I propose a simple treaty between equals and friends.
Honestly, anybody who's fighting the Romans but wants to become a military ally, I'm willing to entertain that. Like, I can break the alliance later whenever it's prudent to, but... Okay. I mean, favor from Carthage really doesn't help me when Carthage doesn't exist. I hate to say it, but it's a little bit pointless. And let's just get marble out of Illyricum. I think that would probably be for the best. This army can start heading northwards. Similarly, this army will also start heading northwards. It's going to be a long trip up north, but I believe my men can handle it. This army will recover. Hopefully all of Sicily will become somewhat better garrisoned over time. Despite banditry unrest, I mean, it looks like Pannonia is fine. Yeah, anything that increases my agricultural income would be absolutely amazing right now.
Ready for battle! Attack! Is there nothing else? That is impossible.
You can't exactly go on patrol when you're already in the city, I suppose. I don't know. I'm considering getting a temple, but simultaneously, it's like temples don't really help that much here. But you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for temple.
Yes. Battle!
If it helps with converting the population, then that'll be dope. And you know what? This is fine. Might as well just hold here. I will play that battle out later in the turn, but I just want to kind of check in on what else is going on around the map. Then again, I guess nothing is. Like, I've already moved all the armies that have movement ability. I'm not really seeing anything that's worth upgrading, because at the end of the day, Rome still has pretty bad public order. Still has very poor public order, so it's not really worthwhile for me to indulge in anything all too crazy.
Thirsty for battle. Ready for battle.
But you know what? This army has no cavalry, so perhaps the best thing I can do here is already dismantle this building and then begin building something that's going to improve my public order. Something that's going to be worthwhile for me. And yeah, I think we've gone to the point where we're playing out this battle. Now, this is not a bad garrison, but it still has the limitations of being a garrison. A lot of levy hoplites, which are exploitable due to their poor morale. Simultaneously, though, those regular hoplites, it can be good, and if I just hit them from the front, my units can take a lot of damage. I know that there's a reasonable amount of Bosporan troops nearby, so I do have to be a bit wary here and try to limit my casualties. Not the easiest thing said and done when I'm reliant on Falksmen here and the enemy has 5 archers. I have to be somewhat careful. Be very careful, actually.
Ready! Ready!
But what I can say here is that I can also just deploy frontally and try to charge the enemy into oblivion. But you know what?
Cavalry!
Let's be more careful with that. Let's be a little bit more...
We have no fear!
How do we put it? A little bit more subtle.
Greek bastards! They think they are so civilized.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and please late getting spearmen into position. There's about 4 of them. The number around 1,000. These should be absolutely brutal for the enemy to behold. Next, I mean, I see weakness on that flank. I think it is worthwhile for me to just send out my Falksmen over here. I can send them along with 2 cataphracts just to kind of keep them company since they're a bit squishy. And maybe an additional infantryman as well.
Move it! Strappers ready! Get running!
Look at these beautiful Falksmen.
This is where we teach them a lesson, boys!
of our units has used all its ammunition.
Migrant Hoplite got absolutely smacked by javelins, dude. Hey, you know what? I guess it a characteristic error of just moving all of our troops forward.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Garrisons will do when they're getting blasted to pieces. I forget about
elite cavalry.
These guys. Send our cavalry to hunt these puppies down.
Warriors! They will bleed for us!
Yeah, I have been able to hold back a lot of my men.
Our general is under attack.
Reasonably solid results. My general's in no danger whatsoever, I can tell you. But my Falxmen, on the other hand, they are. We've isolated our enemies quite prudently over here. We're gonna wipe out those enable units without pretty much any casualties. One here, we can double team. Enemy cavalry charging into my spears isn't exactly an issue. I have Google Photos, and that app weirdly sends me a lot of notifications. Like, I understand that they're trying to figure out some way of monetizing their service, although it's never gonna happen, I can tell you. People just using the backup their photos instead of holding them on their phone. Or at least that's what I do. You know, I don't see any of a real purpose for it. But besides that, it's just so weird getting so many notifications through an app that's like pure utility, you know? It's like, there's no reason to randomly click on Google Photos and see like what AI generated slideshow they made for you. You'd have to be really, really, really bored to ever consider doing such a thing. You gotta be questioning life if you're looking forward to whatever AI generated slideshow Google Photos has managed to put up for you.
Falxmen!
Regardless, I'm gonna go target Falxmen in. I don't think this is the best decision, but I do have troops in reserve who can kind of come in and create a hammer and anvil out of the positions I have. And meanwhile, the last two archers we can just get rid of from cataphracts. Cavalry should be losing. They've been doing okay for longer than I would have wished, but it's okay.
Royal Horse Archers! Ready! Battle ready!
Yo, bring in our chosen Falxmen. I think that they should be sealing the deal here any moment now. This cataphract may run into
Warriors
enemy hoplites. A bit of disaster if they do, so I'll have to be a little bit careful, but
the battle is turning in our favor.
Yeah, all in all, we can see cracks forming all across the Cimmerian lines as units get into terrible situations or surrounded or whatnot. I think this is going to just cause a chain rout very quickly, particularly because the enemy general has already fled. The governor of Getae, a coward. Again, I should be keeping these troops safe. I do have some units that are a little bit lower on the armor side and all of that, so there we go. It's pretty good. Primary losses were from some of my lower end troops. My Falxmen, my Getae spearmen, my horse archers. At least it looks like my chosen Falxmen and my Getae heavy infantry and my cataphracts were virtually unscathed. So good stuff all around. I'm pretty happy with how this win turned out, and hopefully my general gets an upgrade too. His general is completely unexperienced, so it would be kind of nice if he gets a nice upgrade for himself. Can get some maybe cheaper upkeep out of it. well as, of course, the income from a new settlement. That's, of course, clutch as heck. Oh, there we go. A nice victory for us. And I know that we're going to just end up having a rebellion one way or another. Public order was already dismal, so might as well just accept what's going to happen and deal with the consequences. And yeah, that's really all I can do for the turd. At least that's all I measured I could do. I suppose I could begin a new army over here or something. Actually, I guess I could. Do I have any populations here I can exploit? Can really recruit from, really pull from? Doesn't seem that way. 7,000 warriors is absolutely crazy, dude. That's actually my greatest warrior population of any settlement, which is phenomenal, but also surprising. What about here? 4,000? And Korea has like around 4,000 too. And this settlement, this like province is just, without any very deliberate management, has become absolutely phenomenal. Now, oh my god. Why is it so bad? Okay, the Dacian chieftains are a much smaller political party, so... I mean, an empire would be pretty good. Of course, the primary challenge of being an empire is a +8% empire maintenance, but at least you basically prevent civil wars in the future. I mean, I could do that without a doubt. It would be a reasonable move to make. Perhaps, you know, we can secure the loyalty of the Potulites chieftains, whatever they're called. I don't know, we could also secure the loyalty of Dacian chieftains if really wanted to, because 18% is still a pretty significant chance of rebelling, I'll be completely honest. Dude, I have to admit, like, there's actually very few ways that I can preserve the loyalty of these guys long term. It's going to constantly be a struggle to keep them in line. So I'm just questioning whether I'm just trying to delay the inevitable here. And I should just go for it, but at the end of the day, they are in control of Illyria. I can't afford to lose this province so easily, so quickly, so pointlessly. So you know what, let's secure the loyalty for them for now, but I will deal with them soon enough. And let's make an army that's going to deliver the death blow to these damn traitors. So Mreza Gatuza is where the majority of my warriors are in this province, so let's go ahead and raise them here. should be at the hands of a family member, because I just do not trust anybody else. And you know what? The general has vast experience too, so that's a positive. That's a virtue if I've ever seen one.
Death in battle. There is no finer ending.
Yeah, let's just make a bunch of warriors here. I need basically an unstoppable army just to seal the deal with these guys.
Warriors all. Do your duty, my warriors. Ready for orders.
Okay, and this army's already moved. I believe we just won that battle over here, right? So, yeah, this is a completely sealed off area. Just nothing I can really do. Okay. Yeah, seems reasonable. Oops. There actually are some things I still need to do.
What?
Yes. For the tribe! Warriors! Aye.
Cool. Yeah, let's move this guy to Massilia.
A merry meeting. How can I help?
I'm a little bit random of the way I deploy these upgrades, but I don't really think it matters. I mean, these guys are useful, don't get me wrong, but...
Ready for battle! I am a sage. Thirsty for battle!
There we go. Alright. So yeah, the Romans, who knows what they're gonna do. They're in a position to do a lot of very silly things to be in Africa. Or rather in Sicily, if they wish. My one army that remains on the island is a little bit unprepared to bear a full-on Roman assault by full-stack navies and, you know, full-stack armies. Whatever the Romans have here, man.
Peace is not an easy word.
When it comes to the Bosporan Kingdom, I'm only willing to entertain a peace once I've captured all of their
We ask only
territories in the Bosphorus. Now look, once we've already finished capturing all of their territories in the Bosphorus, I can let them free. I can let them do whatever they want, to their heart's desire. But the territory around the Bosphorus, the wealthy heartland of our kingdom, needs to become Dacian property.
Their spirits have no...
Now, I don't know. I don't trust these guys, man. I just don't trust them. They have a kind of sketchy look. You know that look when you just know that these are ambitious people? Sad look. You know, this I fully anticipated. I knew Macedonia would rebel, and I had actually zero intention to stop this rebellion from happening. Happy that these guys didn't raid my kingdom for too long. Missing taxes from Latium is actually kind of messed up. Yeah, that cost me a lot of money. But it's okay. So, yeah,
I will listen.
These guys,
You have my attention. I accept.
I mean, I recognize that that's not exactly the best thing, you know, to make friends with the people who just sacked my land. But what can I do? Not gonna bear a grudge pointlessly.
Hourly patrols. For the tribe. Is that all? Thirsty for battle. We need good fighters. Warriors all.
A Massilian hoplite on an African army, that's funky. Those hoplites probably have a pretty interesting story of how they got there. If they could speak, I'd say something cool. But anyways,
Attack!
cut out this rebellious little rabble. About 48 minute process. Woohoo, but sometimes you gotta break a couple of eggs if you want to make the omelet, the metaphorical omelet.
We take this settlement for the
But I really do not know. Actually, here we go. Seems to be where the Massilian army is, and Over here, of course.
Thirsty for battle.
Yeah, because we already have so much of his garrison made up, I think that we're pretty much ready to go. If there is a rebellion, we'll be able to stop it anyway. That's what I mean by ready to go. I mean, yeah, we're building a new settlement.
Warriors all.
A new building in Rome. Go ahead and kind of move this army
Fight for us, lads.
towards the edge here, so we can at the very least move once we need to, as effectively as possible. Yeah, I think that we're in a reasonable position right now. We've basically done everything that we can on this move anyway. But if I'm to be real here, if I'm to be entirely honest, I actually want to end this war with Rome. Like, I don't want to continue. It seems a little pointless. Why continue fighting this superpower, this vastly more technologically advanced empire that is, frankly, ideally positioned to inflict harm and pain onto my people? If you are willing to accept the peace treaty, I'd make one. But the problem is that I know the Romans would be completely and utterly unwilling to accept the peace under any circumstances. So it's like, there's basically no point of even entertaining it. And it looks like the Bosporan Kingdom is basically just evacuating. I mean, they're raiding a little bit here and there, but it looks like they know that they're incapable of fighting me properly, so they're just kind of leaving. They're leaving en masse, kind of like the evacuation of Rhodesia, you know? The colonists is running away. I mean, the only one I don't have that improves public order is the outpost. Actually, no, there's the guard's hut, dude. I kind of like the guard's hut. I kind of like the guard's hut. I'm not gonna lie. Guard's hut? It's kind of based. Look at the guard's hut. Look at this army ready to go for our impromptu invasion of Massilia. Similarly, get this army ready to go as well. Both armies have now aligned in their position. Be pretty good. Now that Rome's income actually counts too,
For battle.
we are considerably more profitable, considerably more prosperous.
Fight with us. It's a good life.
Now my income's a lot lower here, but you know what? I can do something about that. We can win this battle. Now the Bosporan Kingdom is fucked here. It's absolutely screwed. Like without any question, they're just gone. We're gonna lose this battle. We're gonna take for gold. We are gonna take him for everything that they got. I'm gonna do something funky but stupid here. I'm gonna deploy my Falksmen exclusively on a flank. We're gonna be utterly exposed to whatever missiles the enemy have to chuck at us, but simultaneously it'll be funny. Also, the enemy can just easily clog a choke point and basically negate the primary aptitudes of my Falxman. It's not a smart move, it's a fun move. See if we can use this Mega Flank. Of course, to be fair, we still have Chosen Falxman, a unit that far outpaces or outperforms anything that you can see opposite them. Even if these guys form the phalanx, it's not like an incredibly sound formation like it once was in earlier patches. Like, you can charge hoplite straight on, and if your units are really good at attacking, like these guys are, you'll just plow straight through this hoplite phalanx. So you can see, we've almost killed 2 of them already, and the phalanx is not maneuvering properly. Yeah, I mean, literally on both sides, you can absolutely kill our opponents. Here we have it. These guys, they're gone. They're absolutely gone. We managed to get rid of... Actually, I don't even know. That might be the archer that we were supposed to
One of our
get rid
units has used all its ammunition.
I mean, this hoplite's completely surrounded by elite Falcons. Nobles who have taken up the Falcons as a primary means of killing because they know how effective it is against heavily armored opposition. Well, over here, I see a oddly positioned hoplite that's exposing its butt to me. And yeah, over here my regular Falxmen actually kind of get wrecked. They actually kind of suck. But my elite Falxmen, they shred the enemy gleefully. And you know what? I'm just gonna move these guys away from the enemy ships because they're a little bit scary here.
Warriors!
Now these militia, I mean, they probably will get a reasonable number of kills. But they are militia. They will end up dying to my men inevitably.
Infantry! Swords!
Right, got you!
They will bleed. Ready for battle?
Yeah, we surrounded this Greek militia, so we should be chopping them up properly. Besides, my cataphracts are actually still shooting at these guys, so... And we should be steadily obliterating this phalanx. So we have them surrounded.
Kill them all!
But we caught one of the enemy archers. That means those archers are now carrion.
Infantry!
They're
The
dead
battle is
too.
turning in our favor.
Okay, we're not exactly using smart tactics here. This is more of funny tactics. But it's working just because of how superior our force is. It's not really the hardest thing to destroy a garrison.
Orders! Ready! Dacians! Warriors ready!
Have another hoplite here, completely surrounded by my elite heavy Dacian warriors. And these guys, despite their heavy armor, despite their formation, they're fading fast due to their encirclement. Similarly to enemy generals, just incapable of keeping his men alive. Getting pulled apart by the Falxes.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Ready for battle! Infantry! Ready! Falxmen! Warriors!
I'm really surprised the enemy haven't auto-routed here, but it should be coming in pretty soon. There's literally no way for them to win this battle. Nothing even resembling victory is a possibility. So there we have it. A W. And we can do this because it's inevitable we're going to have a humongous rebellion in this province anyway, so we might as well just loot anyway. If you really do think about it, that's horrendous logic. So, we're going to have a rebellion, so we might as well just brutally murder a bunch of people. It's already going to happen, so we might as well. Truthfully, it checks out in Total War. That's why I believe that people who play Total War are secretly psychos, including myself. It's the only way one can cope with making such decisions. I think we should just destroy this. I mean, we have the possibility of building a line building, so why not? And outside of that, I no longer have any quarrel with the arcade boss. They can keep our lands. I don't know why this makes us untrustworthy. We were at war for a pretty long time there. Wasn't like 2 turns or something. But whatever. Stupid game engine. Judging me on my faults as a leader. And that seems to be the way the cookie crumbles. What about the Romans? Would they ever contemplate a
Speak
peace?
your speech so that I may go to the baths and wash away today's stench. Your demand?
Well, minus 590. Quite a bit of minus. Quite a bit of minus on the number, you know? Okay, let's see what we're doing now. Yeah. Hello? Да. Нет. I didn't realize that I was supposed to eat it. Yeah, I just did.
Thirsty for battle.
No, I mean, I'll eat later. It's kind of early for me. Well, you can leave me a plate then, it's fine. In like an hour? Okay. Alright boys, I think I'm gonna go for now, but I'll see you on the flip side. I'll see you later. Bye for now.